And we're back. It's Ryan Cameron Show. Rashad Ali in the building too. And Julia's talking about her other life from 21. 5 years later, she had come out of prison. And everybody on the web, and including some people who were not too happy with you, Julia, we'll get to that in a second, want to know, what was it like in prison? What was it like? Because all we know is all the entertainers that we hear about are coming out and, you know, they're back to normal. For you, you don't rap, do you?
No.
Okay, I don't know what we're going to do.
It was good and it was bad stuff in there.
What was good?
The good. It taught me how to find myself and to not worry about, other people.
Okay.
It's more focusing on me. A little distracted.
No, go ahead.
It's fine.
It also helped me to better myself. Before I was arrested, I was going down the wrong road. I smoked weed. I was a stripper for like 2 years. It was just all bad. It wasn't nothing positive.
Now, off the air, we had a chance to talk a little bit about your upbringing, and you told me that your father raised you, and that he never really said, "I love you," and gave you a hug, and so that you felt like you had to find love in other men.
My father, he did try to do the best he could. It was just I wanted more attention, but it was always with him work. It was a lot of work. With him divorcing my mother when I was 5, so it was only him and 3 kids. So I think he tried to do the best he could. It was just I wanted more. I wanted more love from my father.
And you go ahead.
And I sought that out through men.
And you mentioned that in the relationship that you were in with Drama, it was verbally abusive and physically.
Yes.
Was this your first time in a relationship like this, or had you been in another domestically violent or domestic violence relationship?
It was the first time that was this severe. But when you put a hand on a woman, it's severe from the beginning. But it was just more physically, like bruises and stuff like that, with him. I don't know what else to say.
Have you gotten counseling? Any type of counseling?
No, I haven't. No.
Do you think that you should?
I have wanted to. Kind of wanted more counseling about, like, soul searching.
Right.
I want more counseling. I feel that you can never get enough counseling. I think everybody could be getting counseling, even if, like, you could be my counselor.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you could teach me something that I don't know. Or I could teach you something that you don't know. So I feel that it may be like everyday interaction.
So what was, like, you know, you kind of touched on, what were some of the experiences that you really would rather forget about that happened while you were there for 5 years?
Seeing the fighting, the homosexuality, just, I think especially the violence.
Because you said something off the air when we were talking about, we played that Cat Stacks audio just in the studio, we hadn't played it on the air yet. And I said, so, you know, with all that attitude and the way she's really just really popping off, I asked you, what would have happened to her if she had been in jail? And you said
She get beat with locks in a sock. Well, sock with a sock with locks in it.
And you saw that actually happen to you.
Yes.
And I said, so what did they do to make that happen? And you said
Anything, like, if you don't give them cigarettes, they'll fight over food, their girlfriends.
And you said that people kind of knew your situation.
Yes.
And knew that you were kind of there based on being related to a celebrity in your case.
Right.
And that's what got you through 5 years. Nobody ever was step to you about anything?
I don't think it really got me through it. I think some people kind of picked at me about it, but I think some people left me alone.
Did you stay to yourself, or was there like a?
I kind of did stay to myself, but I stayed like with the older people, like people that's been in there 20 years, 15 years.
How does the time go by in prison? Like, just because people want to know like what it's really like on the inside. You talk about some of the incidents, but how do you stay sane? Because I can't even think about being there in a holding cell.
Well, a lot of people, I think maybe majority are on medication. I told my mother before I went to actual prison while I was in county that I wouldn't be on any medication. Because a lot of people are like, you know, it'll help me cope, it'll help me cope. I feel that's like a cop-out. It's like you're basically doing what you did on the outside. You're abusing drugs to get over whatever you have on the inside that's hurting. So what I did is I found other avenues to cope with my hurting on the inside. I read a lot of books, jigsaw puzzles, writing. I wrote a lot in my journals. Even talking to other people, it helps.
Some of the people on the website are saying, one person in particular who says their tagline is "two sides to every story." It's like, you knew what you were doing, you knew what you got into, and you were loving it. But so why are you blaming drama in all of this?
I never said that. I take full responsibility of knowing about it. Yes, I was scared to say no, I'm not going to this place. Yeah, I take full responsibility, and I did my time. You know, I'm not saying that I was loving it or whatever. I was scared. I was scared to say no, but I went along with it. You're gonna tell someone no if they got a pistol in the car with you and they have someone else, and they say stop here, and
because you're driving.
Okay, yeah, I'm driving. So I stopped, and he got out and he robbed 2 and 3 places, and he got back in. And yes, there was someone else with us. I didn't go anywhere because of that other person had a pistol also.
Did that other person get convicted?
No, not that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
It was me and him together. So.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on.
I thank you, and I thank God also.
Amen.
Yes.
And we get ready for the foreplay at 4. And you know, you say you are gainfully employed now because you got to get out of here and go to work. So
Yes.
you were saying that, and even in the place that you work at now, you did admit that you had been convicted of a felony, and then you still were hired.
It wasn't brought up. I work with foreigners, I guess
Right.
you could say. It wasn't brought up, but if it was, yeah, I would say something.
Do you feel, are you nervous about that it may come up?
No.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay, good.
I love your spirit.
Thank
All right.
you.
We're going to look at traffic right now and come back and get the foreplay at 4. And we got some great prizes for you, so hang on and shout out to everybody who was on the web mag. You got a shout out too?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to my boyfriend, Gerard Scott. He's been very, very good to me. So ever
Good.
since I've been out.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.